Okay, so we took a tour under the car, tightened up oil pan, transmission pan. I tightened up everything else. Just give it a good snug. Cleaned off the underside. So now we're going to take off wheels, check the rotating assembly, brakes and whatnot, suspension. But first, these things are not going to air themselves up. You need to check them at least once a month. Surprising, it's at 34 pounds. Wow. So 34 is not bad. But I run that stuff at 40. So this car's fitted with studs instead of lug nuts. And that's because we're running a spacer. Actually, 2 spacers. That's for the offset to keep it off of the fender and everything else. Let me get a light. So this is your hub assembly. This is your brake rotor. Brake caliper, hanger, brake caliper. Brake pads are right here. Now, we just did this 6-8 months ago. Okay, so got you closer. So what we're looking at is brake caliper, and then right here are the sliders. These are the things that need service, maintenance, lubrication. So some cleaner on a rag will knock most of this brake dust off. Don't lose them because they hold this slider in. And so I've polished this a few times because shiny metal is less sticky. If yours is rusty, hit it with a wire wheel, knock the rust off, then you polish it up so it's less sticky. It'll slide easier, right? If we pop the bottom ones out, this whole caliper will come off like so. And so what you're looking for in here is some sort of drip. Dirt is fine. If it's moist and gooey, then it's leaking. So this is just brake dust. Ay, caramba. Brake dust. Every time you touch something with brake dust, it gets more brake dust on it. And I like to clean these mating surfaces right here because that's where all of the debris ends up. You can wipe down the rest of it. The brake pads just come out. So you can see there's plenty of pad left on here. Everything looks good on the brake side. These springs are what maintain tension on the caliper itself. And these were painted with Pour 15 safety red out of a can with a brush. So all is well on the paint side. And these are your anti-squeakers. Back pad looks good. So, ay caramba. I'm happy with it. This is your tie rod end. You want to check these and make sure they're not cracked. There's no grease coming out. They should be moist and pliable. When you put your caliper back on, it only goes on one way. And look at that. It's courtesing with me. Put the springs under the caliper and then give it a little grease right here on both sides. And then your slider goes back in. The holes point to the front, up or down. And put your clips back in. The light is in my way. And then on the bottom, when the clips go down, the holes go down. Okay, so this one, it's got some squeaks going on the suspension. That's because it's new. So we're gonna give it a dab. And a dab. This should not be loose. This should be tight. There we go. Now it's not loose anymore. That may have been some of the squeaking. Now I'm gonna have to check everything else. That's it for this side. Now we'll go to the left rear, do that one, and then I'll flip over to the other side and do the other two. So let me put the wheel back on, and then we'll move down. So this is a good time to check your wheel or your tire for any signs of uneven wear, like it needs alignment or something. This one looks good. I don't see any chunking or anything like that. Always start your lug nuts by hand, because you'll cross thread them, strip them out,